So Jideon is in trouble once again. His last little drama was about Tommy Innit, funnily enough, which was just one of the weirdest crossovers in YouTube history, at least in my eyes. And this one might end with him losing his entire channel if it's not handled correctly. So Jideon put out a tweet where he said, "Currently got a strike on YouTube for promoting gambling when I've never gambled in my life, and the video I reacted to was a hit piece on why you shouldn't gamble. Now my channel is one strike from almost getting deleted, currently freaking out." And of course, Keemstar hopped right in, like he does to every drama. He says, "On it, YouTube is looking into it now." I guess he's trying to imply that he's contacting YouTube to go to bat for him, which is a nice gesture, I guess. Or he was going to make one of his Twitter or Snapchat videos where he complained. Omni comes in and says, "Can confirm as of 2 to 3 weeks ago, YouTube has been hitting many creators with odd and unusual strikes, age restrictions, and demonetization. Someone cut the jank switch at Team YouTube. Please look into the details of this." Sung Drip Woo said, "I thought it was just me, been getting vids age restricted that make no sense, and when I appeal, a bot auto-denies the appeal in 2 minutes." I feel like this really illustrates a big issue with YouTube and most sites that have like millions upon billions of users, is that there's too many people for one company to actually relegate it. And so they have to use bots, and a lot of times these bots get things wrong. That's why whenever I see someone go like, "We need a competitor for YouTube, something's got to change, we got to make our own platform," and it's like, well, yeah, you can make that, and for a little bit it'll be exactly the way you want it, but what if even half, or let's be a little bit more realistic and say 25%, let's say 25% of YouTube's audience moves over to your platform? Well, you can't regulate that with a staff. You'll never actually be able to look into any reports or anything, which means advertisers won't be able to look into your stuff, which means your creators won't get paid. So you have to utilize bots, and the bots at YouTube just aren't really optimized enough. I do think that YouTube is going to be able to fix this at least, and I hope that they'll be able to fix the bot issue as a whole, whether it be the bots that, look at the reports, or the bots that will deny repeals or appeals, or repeal appeals, I guess. I'm not using those words right, but I don't care. But anyway, I think things can be a lot better, and I hope that they do get better. But just saying, oh, well, you gotta go to BitChute, or you gotta go to Odyssey, and give YouTube a competitor, it's just not always gonna work out exactly that way. So Jideon had to put out another tweet because his appeal got denied, where he said, "Please at Team YouTube, not once in the stream did I say gamble. I've always been against it, and the video I was watching was against gambling. I've never whined on Twitter, but this is just crazy. One more strike and all my channels are gone." I gotta say, it must be pretty scary to not know whether or not you're gonna have a job that you've worked years and years for if one more strike comes through. And honestly, these strikes might be coming from mass reports from Tommy Innit fans that are like, "Oh, he harassed people." Because like I showed in previous videos, there have been people that have came out and said, "Hey, as soon as the video drops of JiDion at TwitchCon talking to Tommy Innit, we mass report that." So it's possible, just saying. Honestly, it really sucks that you have to go through Twitter to get YouTube's attention. I like that they do respond to most people who at them and are like, "Hey, my channel's doing this, my channel's doing that." But it would be nice if they could do that like on YouTube somehow. Like, I understand that they can only give reps to like people with 100k channels, like that makes sense. Obviously there's billions of people on YouTube, you can't give a rep to every single person. But if you can at Team YouTube on Twitter and contact them, why isn't there a feature over on here that you could at them and be like, "Hey YouTube, I've got this issue, and this issue, and this stuff is false, and I'm being wrongfully attacked." Just throwing that out there as a suggestion. JiDion put out a thread which Team YouTube eventually responded to with, "Thanks for sending our way. We're looking into this and we'll be in touch with an update soon." JiDion responded with, "Massive W or L coming." Now, honestly, Seeing how YouTube was able to look at the Ackman situation and being like, okay, you can have your monetization back, even after he did mess up and make that joke, which wasn't that bad, but you can't do that. Like, he probably should have known. If they can look at that and be like, hey, we can give you your monetization back, you're good, I think that JiDion will be good in the long run. That's just my opinion. Especially if it was really a video where he was just, oh, okay, I don't like gambling, I'm reacting to this video about gambling, I'm not promoting gambling in any way, and somebody just reported it because they were like, oh, we got to take this guy down, we don't like what he's saying, let's do as much as we can to negatively affect him, and let's get him off YouTube because we don't think a guy who made a bunch of jokes at a con or walks around doing dumb stuff in public should be allowed on YouTube, because YouTube should be exactly the way I want it, and any other way is wrong. It's just really insane to me how people will like spend time like actively attacking other people. Like, I'll spend time on here criticizing people, and after I'm done like recording and editing, I'm good. Like, people will like have these people living in their brains. They're like, I can't stand you, and your downfall is my main goal. Like, Keemstar and Ethan Klein are perfect examples, because both of them just want to see the other fail. Like, that's their main objective. That's all they want to do, really. They've got their careers and their families and their relationships and stuff, but they spend so much time talking about each other, it's ridiculous. Like, you should never care that much about somebody else when you're doing so good and everything's all right, except for the fact that you don't like somebody else succeeding. But that was a little side tangent. It can really be related to JiDion or pretty much anybody on the internet who's been through a drama. But I'm gonna end it off here. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Goodbye.